Hi there, everyone. Namaste. I'm Jill Loftus of Nuit Astrology. Welcome to your planetary energy forecast for the week of May the 15th, 2023. Now, I know this past week we've just been kind of integrating the eclipses. I've been hearing from a lot of people. There's been a lot of eclipse management that needed to happen. I know personally, I hunkered down. That eclipse in Scorpio was right across from my sun, and the way it manifested taking something away was we have some predators here in our neighborhood and on the land in our neighborhood, and I lost a couple chickens. I got one chicken injured, and one of my neighbors lost their entire flock. We think it's coyotes. But think of that, right? The symbol is like invaders or predators, right? And it's kind of done a number as far as feeling safe, right? Not just for our animals and things that we care for, but even our personal safety, right? So something was eclipsed, right? Something was taken from all of us during that time. Now, we had a week of integration to deal with it last week, but this coming week, we have another big cosmic shift in the universe. All right, and this is a week where you need to slow down, stay steady, and stay adaptable. We have what's happening in the sky, what people would call a grand cross. And that is when you've got two planets in opposition, right? And they're kind of in this tug of war. And then another planet kind of comes to the midpoint between them, squaring them both. And so they start with this standoff, right? This tug of war, like who's going to win? How do we find balance? And then something picks up that angular energy, which throws both planets off their game and brings in the element of change and somewhat destructive change at times, depending on the planets involved. And that's why this week is tricky, because the planets involved are Pluto, are Mars, are Jupiter, and the nodes, with some very cosmic, karmic events going on. All right. Remember that the nodes are moving backwards, right? They're the last few degrees of North Node Taurus, South Node Scorpio. And so there's this push to completion in that area of life. This week, we have Mars stepping, well, first we're going to have Jupiter stepping into the sign of Taurus, which will immediately pick up a square energy to the Pluto, which is backing up at 0 degrees, right? It will also be coming close to the nodes, and Jupiter is an amplifier, and so is the North Node. And then when we have Mars moving through the very last degrees of oh so sensitive, touchy Cancer, as soon as it walks in to the sign of Leo, it's going to pick up the square and really light up the sky, right? It's going to step into that Leo and be right across the sky from Pluto. How do you high vibe this energy? Again, you stay adaptable, right? You stay nimble. You loosen your grip, okay, on things. Anything that's yours can't be taken from you. Anything that's not yours, you can't have, okay? So really look at the Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus areas of your life, right? And see what is coming up for you. You've had hints, inklings, promptings, urgings, right? This is the week that those things start to take shape. If you have any planets or sensitive points, when I say sensitive points, I mean cusps of a house, particularly the ascendant, descendant, midheaven, or the base of your chart, any of those at 28, 29, 0, 1, 2 degrees, particularly of those fixed signs, then you're in for a little bit of a ride and you need to pay attention. You really need to be nimble. Now, here's the other thing too. Each of these signs are fixed. Fixity is sustaining energy. Fixity digs in, right? Fixed air, Aquarius. Hard to change their mind, right? Fixed earth, Taurus. Oh, they want those hooves in the dirt, right? Fixed water, Scorpio, right? So intense. And then the fixed fire of Leo. And so again, the muggles are not going to know what's going on, y'all. So you've got to be cautious and wise because of Pluto and because of Mars' presence and because Jupiter is there, adding a little fuel to the fire, so to speak. You have to watch out for tricky people, difficult situations. Absolutely. Okay. In the mix of all this, Jupiter moving into Taurus, not necessarily a bad thing, right? In the midst of this, we have a really nice connection between the Mars and the Neptune before it slips into Leo. So we can kind of look at that for some inspiration. And then we have actually what I consider to be a positive manifestation moon. Now, I know there's a lot of other tricky energy about, but we do have a positive manifestation moon this week. And that's why I want you to start thinking about getting intentions set, right? The things that you've been shown through the eclipse, through this last week, they're helping you to formulate that intention for the new moon. And that new moon is at 28 degrees, 25 minutes of Taurus. And it's one of the, it's kind of like a culmination in a lot of ways. All right, so let's dive into the week each day. We start out with the 15th. We've got that Mars in Cancer trine to the Neptune. I really like that for pursuing passions, for really finding some inspiration. You just might really just have that like drive, right? But this is how you have to realize the rest of the energy. And we still have Mercury still in shadow, right? Even though it's gone direct, we still have to be cautious. So keep all that in mind as you're moving forward. You just have to really, it's a week that demands emotional maturity and spiritual maturity. All right. On the 16th is the day that Jupiter goes into Taurus. It's been 12 years since that happened. So look back 12 years ago. Did you take on too much? Did you overestimate your abilities, time, energy, money? Or did you, make your world bigger in some way, take a risk, move out, add something to your life that brought beauty and meaning and quality, right? If so, then you can engage with that energy in a similar direction. If not, then tone it down a little bit. Remember, the North Node is there, clicking up that volume on things, okay? And that North Node, it can be like a hungry ghost that can never be fulfilled, right? A desire. In the sign of Taurus, it can be desire for money. It can be desire for food, resources, sensual things, right? It can really accentuate that kind of animal, like passionate drive. So don't go overboard. All right. On the 17th, we've got the precise square between the Jupiter, which is moving forward in Taurus, and the Pluto, which is retrograding back in Aquarius. This will be another kind of highlight as to what's going on with Pluto in Aquarius. So pay attention to that. And then on the 18th, we have the Sun in Taurus sending a really nice beam of energy to the Neptune. So again, there's creative answers, there's spiritual answers, there's guides around. I mean, I don't know about you, but we've had a lot of angelic and not necessarily angelic activity in the house with last week's eclipse and everything, or the week before's eclipse. But there's aid, there's help. And remember that your angels, guides, teachers, people from beyond, your relatives, your family that are there to help you can't interfere unless you ask, right? They can't help you. You have free will, so you have to ask for help if you want it. But it is there for you. All right, May 19th, the new moon, 2825 Taurus. It's 11:53 a.m. on the East Coast. On that day, also, Mercury in Taurus is going to send a blessing beam, a little sextile over to the Saturn in Pisces, which is very nice. And then the moon is also going to sextile Neptune, Mars, and trine the Pluto. Okay, this is a good moon, right? Despite these other forces that are really pressuring bigger picture evolution, within this, there is this nugget of goodness for you to set intentions around that Taurus area of life. So take that opportunity to plant those seeds. The 20th is when Mars goes into Leo. Now keep in mind, the day before, it's at 29, that culmination degree, right? Touchy in Cancer, ooh, territorial, ooh, don't mess with people's families, right? That kind of thing. And then it's going to go into Leo and want to sit on that, that king's throne, right? But Pluto's going to be there. So just take note of it. This energy is going to be in place from May 16th to the 26th. So note the symbols. There's going to be some big karmic shifts. And then we get to the 21st, the sun moves into Gemini. So happy solar return, my beautiful Gemini friends. Twin powers activate, right? So it's about communication, mind, mentality, your neighbors, your siblings, communicate, express, write, read, right? This is a different shift in energy. There is a moon void on the 21st from 6:12 p.m. Eastern to 11:28 Eastern. But that Sun in Gemini, newly in Gemini, is going to trine over to the Pluto, which is going to help. It's going to offer solutions, creative ideas, right? Think it through, think it through. It's a really powerful week. It's a really powerful time. Stay nimble, stay adaptable. And I'm so interested to see what the tarot has to say about this week. Drop a comment below. I would love to hear what your new moon intentions are, or how you're planning to kind of manage this clashing energy this week. And I also love to hear your stories from the eclipse, because boy, I've heard some doozies. If you found this useful or helpful, please comment below. I would really appreciate that. It helps the channel to grow. I'll see you in the tarot. Hello, welcome back. Let's do some tarot on this week. All right. Whoa, big astrology, big life, living big life. All right, so Tarot Isis Lotus for the week of May the 15th. What are the two options for managing the energy? All right, so we start out with the past. We're preparing, all right? We're working to learn new skills, figure things out. We're learning something new here, okay? And then there's you, and this is the Temperance card. So you need to do this in a moderate way. Don't be swinging wildly from thing to thing, right? Methodical, slow, temperate, balanced, not too much, not too little, Goldilocks all day long. All right, the environment that you're in this week is one of conflict. There is going to be a lot of unpleasantness, unfortunately, I think, this week. So whether the conflict is in you or them, vibe high so that you can stay away from tricky people or difficult situations. Mantra is your friend this week. The culmination of these influences is justice, okay? The things that have happened in the past, the energy you've sent out, the intentions that you set, you're beginning to see the product of that. If you don't like what you see, you need to plant different things. Key card of the future, Five of Pentacles. This indicates from financial upsets, okay? So there could be some real financial bumps in the road, or feeling like you don't belong, you're left out, you don't have answers. This is very difficult. Opposite forces. All right, so you can either be the Queen of Wands and just take care of you and yours, or the King of Pentacles and really approach it more from a recess or a resources-oriented viewpoint. So either way, you're taking care of your people and yourself, okay? Near future, the Star. Well, this is good. This reassures us that even though things may fall apart, that they will come together. All right, so the modifiers. Well, we've got the Ten of Cups, the desire to have a happy family, safety, security. On the King of Pentacles sides, we've got the Eight of Wands. All right, so you feel like you don't have the resources. You make decisions regarding resources in the quest to heal, and something will change very rapidly. All right. And then we've got the Seven of Cups. You're going to have to make some choices. If you're the Queen of Wands, you're trying to take care of your home. You're trying to secure, take actual actions to secure this home life. You have to edit. There's going to be some editing. And then over here on the King of Pentacles side, something happens rapidly, but it yields good results. Boy, that's beginning to look like the way to do it. All right, and then the possible solutions or progressions. Queen of Wands side, you consult someone. You get some information from a meditation. This is considered more of a card of tradition, or taking a traditional path to success. On the King of Pentacles side, we've got the Four of Wands. So this also reassures you that your family will be safe and you will be safe. Paired with the Hierophant, Three of Cups. So even though there could be some difficulty and some choices, you are going to do fine. You're going to be okay. Four of Wands, Page of Wands. It's this, whatever decision that you make, it's going to lead to more decisions, right? You're going to, once these resources come in, once this decision is made, you're going to need to decide what to do with it. And you need to really feel excited about it and willing to move forward. So, interesting energy. It looks like some definite difficulty as we start the week. But this makes sense considering we have a new moon in Taurus, right? So manage those energies as they come through. And you can either be the King of Pentacles, making decisions about money, finances, food, earth plane stuff, or the Queen of Wands, where you have more creative solutions, okay? More about taking action. This is more about ideas, right? Fire energy versus earth energy, right? Either way, we're going to end up with healing, with hope, with optimism, right? One is more of an emotional kind of thing, because these are all cups, right? All emotional, all water, all intuitive. And on this other side, these are more practical. This is more initiatory, all right? And you'll see whether you have kind of like decisions to make emotionally, or whether the decisions are made for you and then you end up with something that you can use to move forward. So hopefully this makes sense for you. I wish you the absolute best week, and I'll see you next week.